Well, so many good talks tonight. I'm Tim Bishop, local business owner, local citizen, been here most of my life. Glad to see a lot of the business owners that I really respected all my life, Lou Liberty and John Knutson and Sam Roth, so many of the older business people. I'm not one of the older business people. Here to...
You're getting close.
This is all from my wife. But they're here because of one reason. And one reason is that our county has been falling behind for so long. I want to say, first of all, that I agree.
Coos County is nestled along the rugged and remote southern Oregon coast and was once prosperous, living off a booming, sustainable lumber industry. Rich in timber resources, Coos County eventually attracted the attention of large companies, and the small locally owned mills sold out to bigger operators like Weyerhaeuser and Georgia Pacific. When nature refused to cooperate and grow trees faster than they were cut down, Coos County saw the big mill operators close shop and leave. In 1986, hoping to attract industry and create jobs, enterprise zones were formed to entice companies that might be otherwise discouraged by the geographical limitations of the rural county by offering businesses property tax exemptions. The county's 64,000 population has not changed much since then, but the unemployment rate has more than doubled and now exceeds the state average by 5 points.
I think maybe the casino did it building the hotel.
Timber is not the county's only resource. Here we see a public meeting held to debate whether a foreign-owned company formed to strip mine chromite and other minerals from rich black sand deposits should be exempted from property taxes. Concerns include upcoming budget shortfalls that will see already reduced public services, including public safety and road maintenance, cut even more.
Why didn't you give a second, Bob?
Because Kevin didn't second it, and I wasn't going to.
Well, there you go. See that? We need. When is government?
Kevin could have seconded it. He didn't.
Yeah, he
chose
didn't
not
because he wanted you to be there.
Despite evidence to the contrary, even tax-paying members of the business community argue tax breaks create jobs, and even go so far as to suggest paying taxes is unfair.
And so you were playing maybe the other side of the election.
No, didn't care.
Anyway, I think that government in our area and throughout the state needs to get to the point where you're here to help companies locate, find the safe ways, find the way to make them come, get them here, get the jobs. We need them. It's your responsibility to do so. And I expect it to happen as a citizen of Coos Bay. I expect you to do the legal and right thing. And these folks have done a lot of hard work, and they've gone through a lot with the county. And they deserve to be here. And they're going to be here. And just these folks that say, oh, they're here, and they have to be here, so let's go ahead and take the money away from them. How fair is that? Give me a break.
Paying for jobs by way of government subsidies is so ingrained in the American psyche that new companies don't even factor tax liability into their business plans.
Joe Drew, Coos Bay. I think I am the youngest person in this room.
This young man personifies the culture of corporate entitlement, even insulting the very community that is subsidizing
Don't have a
his
lot of time
business.
left. So when they hear 3 years for a tax abatement, that is their lifetime to them. But for someone like me, to get a company established,
Are you feeling old, Bob?
little respect here while I speak.
Damn little.
So whenever we hear about tax incentives, enterprise zones, those are set up for people that are young like me, so that companies can come in here, set up shop, spend the money that they need to do to start. Capital just doesn't come out of the air. It doesn't fall off of trees. These businesses that start companies have to, raise this capital. They're paying a lot in interest to repay these loans. That's why tax and enterprise zones were created. We hear a lot of comments earlier about taxes in general. Well, how dare we not tax these companies because I'm paying my fair share? How dare we not raise the taxes on these companies, etc. I've lived in the South, I've lived in the Midwest, I've lived in the West, I've lived all over the United States. I've visited many countries in my short time here on the earth, and if you want to know where the businesses are going, they're not going where they're taxed. Look at the South. They're getting all the car manufacturers. They're getting all of the parts manufacturers. All of the jobs that the people of Coos Bay generally have skills for are going to the areas where the businesses aren't taxed. So what does that leave us? Unfortunately, like you said, we've got Salem passing laws that tax businesses. There's not a lot we can do about that. We can vote, of course, and have our say that way, but if the state votes for it, that's what we've got to live with. So that's where companies are.
What is forgotten here is the subsidies have to be paid for. And like corporate capital, tax revenue doesn't grow on trees, but is born off the backs of the public paying taxes and living with reduced
To
services.
bring in business to this area. And you want to know why they haven't been as successful as I think some people in the room would like to see with lots of jobs? Look at Coos County. High taxes, businesses don't want to come here. The workforce is old, geriatric. The young people have left. You left, you're part of the group. Are you working?
Excuse
Are
me,
you
Bob,
working?
you need to be insulted by this puppy, Bob. I resent that.
Listen, I've seen
I
you
work
guys,
hard at
I've
this
seen,
job.
I've seen you guys get up several times and speak.
Direct us, not them.
Let him speak. So I apologize for getting worked up, but that's just the type of person I am. I'm passionate, and you know, I've just for too long have seen a lot of voices that are just grumbling and really not bringing anything to the table.
A little